I have a special person. She's one of my partners, yes, in the new product that we recently launched last week, and she's called Madam Christine Kipsang. And today we're going to be talking about mentorship and legal ethics in the profession. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe. So welcome, my senior Christine Kipsang. It's such an honor to have you on my channel. Thank you. Of course, you remember our launch, it was very vibrant. Yes. And one of the issues we're dealing with is mentorship. So even before we delve into that conversation, I'd like you to introduce yourself to my viewers.
Thank you, Madam Ogola. I'm Christine Kipsang. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I was admitted to the bar on 12th of April 2001. I remember our admission had been delayed by the death of Justice Chesoni, and it would have been admitted in the year 2000. And for 1 year, we waited to be admitted until the country got a new Chief Justice, that is Justice Bernard Chunga. And I recall from that moment, I was so excited to be an advocate, and I joined several law firms before I started my own. I ran my law firm in Mombasa, Christine Kipsang and Company Advocates. I specialize in family, and in family I deal with custody and maintenance matters. I deal with adoption, I deal with surrogacy, I deal with divorce and separation matters. And in that area also I deal with mediation, because recently in 2014, I decided to take ADR seriously, and I enrolled for arbitration, mediation, conciliation, and adjudication. I started this ADR journey by looking at the way matters were taking so long in court. And we know in this country we have a problem of disposal of matters. So I decided I can take ADR so that I can be able to help in mediation and arbitration. And I've been a certified professional mediator since the year 2014, and I'm currently accredited by the judiciary. I'm number 004 in this country. We started when we were 64 mediators, but now we are over 300 that are practicing mediation. And I can tell you mediation is making a difference in this country. And I'm also encouraging many people to undertake mediation. Besides that, running the firm, I have outfits I started myself with others in the legal profession. There's one called Pwani Legal Clinic. I started with my friend Jacqueline Polo Kawere, Diana Munyingi, Temugo Chebet, Musioka, Neema, Lillian, Franklin, and other law students in the Mombasa campus, University of Nairobi School of Law. Besides that, I also run programs in the community and in church, creating awareness of the legal profession and the statutes that keep on being taken for public participation by Parliament. So I engage the youth, I engage the children, I engage women and men in the society. Besides that, also sit in the National Environment Tribunal as a member since 2016 when I was appointed. And I can tell you I've dealt with the environment in a way that I had not done before. And it's a good thing for each one of us to care for the environment, because we have one earth and each one of us have a duty to care for it. There's a call right now to plant more trees so that we can have the element of desertification out of place. And so I encourage each person to plant trees according to their age. If you are 20, plant 20 trees this year. If you are above 40 like me, plant also trees equivalent to your age. Beside that also, I deal with trial advocacy, and I train young lawyers to approach the issue of litigation with the seriousness that it calls for. And I've been training with Kenya School of Law, the trial advocacy program, with the University of Nairobi, with Mombasa Law Society, and currently with Tati Institute. On the leadership front, I started my journey of leadership right from university. I used to be in a program called Burden of Proof, whereby we would engage in short drama programs to bring out the best of what we have learned in the class, in the law class, to situations that are already happening in the society. For example, the issue of polygamy, the issue of domestic violence, the issue of increased crime in the country, and what have you. So from there, when I got to get admitted to the bar, I started gaining interest in the law society leadership, and I have been appointed by the Law Society to represent the East African Law Society from the year 2007 to 2010. And while I was there, we looked at the issue of cross-border practice and other aspects of legal practice in the East African region. And in Mombasa, where I relocated some time back in 2004, I have held leadership positions in the Mombasa Law Society, which is the first society that was registered in Kenya. We say the credo of the legal society, the Law Society of Kenya, began in Mombasa, because Mombasa Law Society was created in 1948. And in that great society, I've held the position of a treasurer, a secretary general, a general member of the council, and currently I've been elected by the members, who are over 1,000 in that society, as the vice chairperson. My terms comes to an end because around October, because we serve for 2 years, and I hope to see the young advocates I've mentored take leadership positions in the society, so that we can look at the welfare of members and also the Kenyan society at large. And now, recently I thought of starting the Real Me mentorship program, because I've been doing mentorship on ad hoc basis, and I realized that the more years we are in the profession, the more we find that most people are not embracing mentorship. And I thought, if I start a formal vehicle of dealing with mentorship, people will be able to come up with the issues that are disturbing them, and will be able to resolve them and find solutions to them. So thank you, Madam Ogola, for this opportunity to be here. I do not take it for granted, and I always know that God says that He has ordained my life. He has great plans for my life, and it's not by chance that I'm in this place today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Christine. And maybe now, as you've given an elaborate introduction and also traced your journey, over the years, what have you noticed about the profession in terms of legal ethics? Are advocates more ethical than before, or less ethical, you know, as you've grown in the profession, now that you recently celebrated your 20th bar anniversary? And congratulations on the same.
Thank you so much. That's a very interesting question. And I can tell you, it really connects with me because at the university, the final year, you are supposed to carry out a project, and I did my proposal on professional ethics. And my lecturer was Professor Ngith Muigai. And I can tell you, he really mentored me and really gave me the best that I needed in that paper. And I got an A for it.
Wow, congratulations too.
Thank you. And I can say that if you look at the professional ethics that are expected of an advocate, you find there are 3 duties of an advocate. There's a duty to the profession, the duty to the court, and the duty to the client. And you find that if an advocate fails in one of these 3 duties, you find they start faltering. They start going down, downgrading themselves. And it is, I would say it's a call for us to rise up to the standard that is expected of the legal profession. Why do I say that? For example, the duty to court. You find that an advocate is expected to assist the court in research, in the way they present their submissions, their pleading, the way they draft them, the way they present the overall thing to court, and at the same time, even the way they present themselves, the way they dress to court, the way they approach the court, the way they address the court, and even the way they address their colleagues in court. And with passage of time, I've realized that many advocates are faltering on this issue because you may find somebody giving information that is not correct, information that is not well programmed, information that is not well presented. And I would say that the issue is that some advocates feel that it is okay the way I do my own pleadings. But we are saying there's a certain standard that we must have, because even the legal profession, you are required to have a very good grade in English or the languages, which is, I think, a B+ and above.
Yes.
And for you to attain that, you must be very smart. You must be good in what you do. So we are saying the duty to court first. It requires that whatever you present as pleading, we have seen poor pleadings being presented to court, or people doing pleadings in a rush. And it is because of lack of guidance, it's lack of mentorship, it's a lack of consultation, it's a lack of trusting others to help you in the profession to come to the right place. Recently, we saw a judgment that was, I think it's a ruling, it was given by a judge of the High Court of Kenya, saying that the way the advocate has drafted leaves a lot to be desired. But I can tell you, if that advocate called me as Christine or called any other advocate to ask, how do you go about this application? They will not have wasted the judge's time, and even the way the court took time to write the ruling, whether it's the judge of the Supreme Court, whether it's the judge of the Court of Appeal or the judge of the High Court, or even the magistracy. We need to be able to have the same standard of drafting, the same standard of presentation as an advocate, so that it can be clear. I may say at the other duties, but I don't know whether time will allow.
No, yeah, we need to talk about it, because you see, for example, the duty to the client, you see that's a major duty that has caused the public to view advocates differently, I mean, you've had instances of advocates swindling clients' money, or even misappropriation of funds. Maybe you could talk a little more about the issue of the duty to the client, because also it relates with now how someone is mentored. If during pupillage you're under an advocate who, sorry to say, but there are some advocates who are known for maybe it's called sharp practice, right? You would also find yourself in such. Maybe you could talk more about the duty to the client.
Well, okay, I will talk about that, then I go to the duty to the profession. Duty to the client, we have the Advocates Act, and we also have the Law Society Act that really governs how the advocate should conduct themselves. And below those acts, we also have rules and regulations and even policy documents that guide us as advocates. And one of the requirements of an advocate is that they are in a position of trust. They are in a position of embracing whatever the client brings as the instructions and carry them professionally, carry them with a lot of diligence, and actually in a truthful manner. So why is that so? Because to be an advocate, you are a privileged person. You already have the legal knowledge. You are able to access the legal knowledge. You are able to apply it. You are able to implement it. So if you misuse the legal knowledge you have, that, and also the position you hold as an advocate, because a client has brought a matter to you, a client has brought a claim to you, a client has brought a transaction to you, then that will make you fail as an advocate. Advocates are not supposed to fail in that duty because the client expects excellence. The client expects to be given information. Most of the time you find that the duty to client goes hand in hand with giving update to the client, giving information to the client, updating the client about the case, updating the client about the procedure you are going to undertake in the particular case, and even giving legal opinions, whether this case is really going to succeed or not, such that the advocate is in a place of giving legal information to the client in a truthful manner, in a conscient manner, in a consistent manner. Because if an advocate, for example, the issue of mishandling clients' money and what have you, we already know as advocates, you have supposed to have two accounts. The one which is the office account and another one which is the client's account. And so there's no place as an advocate you are supposed to cross the path of from the office account, you now go to the client's account and start taking the money and using it for your office operations. So there's every element of trust in that duty, so that in the full aspect, the advocate is supposed to be actually acting in a very professional way. Yeah, in that area.
Okay, then maybe you could talk now about the duty to the profession briefly.
Yes. An advocate has a duty to the profession in that once you receive legal knowledge, once you get admitted, you are supposed to join the Law Society of Kenya as a member and participate actively. And the reason why you need to actively participate is that we are all looking at the interests of all the advocates within the society. And one of the issues that comes out very strongly is the issue of caring for one another. Because as advocates, we are supposed to be acting honorably, we are supposed to treat each other with respect, we are supposed to allow continuous learning in the environment of the legal profession, so that an advocate is able to contribute to the journals, like we have the LSK journals, we have the magazine, we have the advocate, we have the lawyer, we have even now the digital space where you can write about even the areas of practice that you deal with and you share your knowledge. And even the fact that as advocates, before you became an advocate, you are a law student and you used to get law professors. Again, you also have to enhance your knowledge by enrolling for masters and PhD programs. Like right now, there are programs at the University of Nairobi, Moi, Jomo Kenyatta, Kenyatta University, Kabarak University, University of Eastern Africa, there's Nazarene.
Yeah.
There are so many universities. So advocates are supposed to enhance the awareness of the legal knowledge and also participate in teaching and mentoring the young people. So again, you find that the contribution you give to the profession, then it enhances our image, our visibility, and our growth and development in this country.
Yes, thank you so much for that. And even as we try to maybe conclude this issue that we've been talking about, legal ethics and mentorship, in your 20 years of practice, would you say you have made it alone, or what role has mentorship played in the 20 years of practice that you are now as an advocate?
Well, let me go back a bit on that before the admission. When I joined, well, first I went to Alliance Girls High School.
I know what to Alliance. we cannot breathe.
You need to. I went to Alliance Girls High School, right from a school in Makueni called Way Primary. I passed very well, and
congratulations.
Thank you. And well, at Alliance Girls, every second term, we used to have the privilege of several people coming to talk about careers. And I remember I would look forward to that second term, mostly because of that career talk we used to, I think we used to stay for 1 week or something like that so that we can learn more. Or even when we have another term where we'll be doing drama, we would extend, and it was really lovely. So I started interacting with lawyers from high school, yeah? And I can tell you from my area, I really used to know who are the advocates in Makueni. And so when I used to see as advocates who are working with UN come talk to us, I would really be impressed and say, this is it. And then come 1993, I passed very well to go to University of Nairobi, Parklands campus, and again we started interacting with the law students who are ahead of us. We are first years, we interact with second years, third years, fourth years, and from that experience I realized that you need to choose the company you keep, because if you do not choose the company you keep, then there will be a problem. And right from first year, I joined the Christian Union. And I can tell you, because the Bible tells us the heart is the Lord's and everything in it. So God is the source of everything that we need. So the Christian Union, actually, I found mentors there who would tell me, it is time you read all the books. You know, in the Parklands, we have a library for Christian books. And they will tell you, you will be a joker if you have not read all these books by the time you are fourth year. And you look at the books and you are wondering, what? I'm supposed to do this. So they would actually encourage you to have continuous learning experience, and also, you form a habit that it's of diligence. So I will not be found in the class of those ones who will submit papers late or assignments late. Of course, you will get frustrated when you go to the library and somebody has hidden the that kind of book, the reference book, you would find somebody has removed it from this column and put it somewhere else, in even accounts or something, a different place. And from there, I can tell you that the Christian Union really built me up, because I would get the Christian Union having all kinds of advocates right from first year to fourth year. The second one is that, of course, the what were liars, you know. I found them there. And my mentor right from high school was Rose Banya. She's a senior advocate in this country. She does adoption like me. She does family law matters, and we consult a lot. And she guides me a lot. So I found her there in 4th year when I was her 1st year, and she guided me a lot. Of course, I met a registrar, Judy Ragot, and even Justice Majanja. I found him there. We were in burden of proof with him, with senior Judy Ragot. So for me, I would say that I was not associating myself so much with first years. I was wanting to know. I was curious about law. I wanted to know what is it I can learn from these seniors. And so for me, I would say I'm a go-getter. I actually don't sit until I learn something new. And I always look for something exciting so that I can be able to engage.
Yeah.
Besides engaging with the senior, you know, law students, I also used to engage with the lecturers.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember some people would say, that unit is so boring. I don't want to go for it. Then, you know, like the way you reach second year and you start having elective courses that you need to choose which one. And I could tell you, because of my curious mind, I would go for each and every unit to know what are they learning. What are they learning? So I would actually settle my mind after I've chosen and said, this is what I am resonating with, yeah? And I can, for example, you can imagine, in university, I never took children and the law.
Wow.
Because I went there and I almost slept in that class. I almost slept in that class. But come to the field, you know, I find that children have no voice.
Yeah.
Children are molested. Children are so trusting. And then the people who attack them or harass them or even do violent things are the ones who are very close to them.
Yes.
And so I realized I need to defend the children. I need to deal with the family issues because there are so many, and sometimes people hold views that are not correct and or they are not in line with the law. Yeah. So when I got admitted, again, because I had already, like the way I've said, first year I already know the seniors. When I'm looking at pupillage, I actually went to K. Maura and Company Advocates in Ajip House. I knew Solomon Kivuba is a senior advocate. He was in the in the CU. So when I was looking for pupillage, I was not going blindly. Yeah. I knew where to go because I already had established networks that will be able to help me. Yeah. Of course, I went to other seniors also who are in the Christian Union or who I was already friends with them, and I was able to get help. But I settled for K. Maura because I found my brother in Christ there.
Yes, okay.
Yes, and I would say my pupil master, Kirumba Maura, was very good with his sister, also a very senior advocate, Lilian Maura. Lilian Maura is the one who introduced me to FIDA. I think I had said I'm also a member of FIDA. And because she's the one she's a founder. She's the one who went to Beijing and came with that idea of studying FIDA, which helps less fortunate women in this country to get to access justice and actually feel like very important, because they will find that most of the time, if you do not have money, you do not have legal representation, you feel as if you have been forgotten. Okay. Yes. So in this profession, I would say that right from doing pupillage, I had mentors. Right from university, I had mentors. Right from when I started practice, I went, after pupillage, I went to the farm of Gichuki Kingara and Company Advocate. And from there, I found Kingara is also a very senior advocate. The other day was campaigning to be the Nyeri MP, Member of Parliament for Nyeri. And he's a go-getter. He told me the value of working, even if it's up to late hours, until you get it right. And it doesn't matter how many drafts you do in a particular matter. Ask yourself, would the judge be happy to see your work? Would the judge be happy to read what you are writing? Are you communicating? Is the client going to get the orders? So I would really work hard because of the way he had already directed me. From there, I went to J.M. Mugo and Company Advocates. Again, I met Mr. Mugo. He's a very senior conveyancer, but he employed me to now do litigation.
Okay.
And I can tell you, just like the way I was in Kingara, I was doing litigation, these two law firms also shaped my outlook of life. They gave me opportunity to go around the country. I've been to Kisumu because of litigation. I've been to Winam because of litigation. I've been to Kakamega because of litigation. And then Mount Kenya region, I've been to Nyahururu, Gatundu, Githunguri, Kikuyu, Murang'a, Embu, Nyeri, Meru, because of litigation. And I can tell you, like now these two law firms, they gave me the opportunity as a young lawyer to learn. And you see, like most people will tell you, sometimes you go to a law firm and you are given a file in the morning, and so you go to court.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I would get to the bus going to Milimani, and I reach there. When I find the advocates who have arrived early, I start asking them, how do you start a hearing? Who is a witness? How do you produce these exhibits? How do you say you are ready to proceed? Because there's one day I said, I'm ready to proceed, and that time you do not have the witness.
Wow.
And the magistrate, I remember Honorable Wekesa was on my case. He was like, how on earth do you say you are ready to proceed and you do not have your witness? Where is your witness, counsel? And I was there dumbfounded. Another person, I remember Ruth Adhiambo, nudged me, say, your witness is coming, or you say the truth where the witness is. And I said, I was told from the office the witness will meet me in court. So the file at least was placed aside. Okay. So many a times young lawyers are afraid to ask for information. They are afraid to ask for advice or even to consult. But I can tell you, through the experience, the hard experience, the bare experience I went through, I can tell you there is no way you can walk alone. Like that slogan you hear, you can never, never walk alone. You can never walk alone. You need others to pull you. And so I would say right from my first year of practice, I was held on by those whom I trusted. Like Ruth Adhiambo would be in Milimani with her. She was also an associate at that time. By now, maybe she's a partner. And we would go and consult, and she would tell me, because she had 3 or 4 years ahead of me. Okay. So it is very important to get someone who will work with you. And this, for example, Ruth has always been my friend. And there's also Madam Machio. We used also to meet there. She was also practicing, and I was practicing. And you see, the thing about mentorship is to make sure that you get the right information. You cannot be a good mentor if you are giving the wrong information to the person. So if you get a good mentor, they will be able to give the information. Of course, like the way I said about ADR, FIDA introduced me to ADR. There's this slogan we always say, that mediation works. Mediation works because you actually appreciate the parties and actually appreciate the conflict and allow the parties to deal with it. And so my seniors, Dr. Kariuki Muigwa, is the first one who was a consultant with FIDA and who brought ADR to us. It was done in Mombasa. I remember Nyali International Hotel, going there. And I did that course with the other colleague was dealing with the teaching us was Justice Kamau. Then she was in practice. So I have even photographs with them to just remind me where I've come from, to just remind me that this is the journey I want to follow. The seniors who are doing well, who are contributing to the society, I want to do the same. And that's why I teach mediation. I encourage people to do mediation, and I actually practice mediation. So I would say that every area of my life in the legal career, it has been punctuated by mentors, by personal coaches. And when, like for example, when I wanted to start my law firm, I did not just start the law firm. I consulted. I just consulted Justice Munithia, I consulted Dr. Mercy Deche, I consulted Apollo. I consulted so many people. And they would tell me, you cannot just start like that. You need to have clients, you need to have books, you need to have folders, you need to have pens, you need to have a computer, you need a table, you need to plan, so that if you start saying, I want to start my law firm in 1 year, then you are able to say that I will buy 200 folders within this 1 year I'm preparing. I'll buy my computer by October. I will buy my desk by December. You know, something like that. You cannot just say that you will go start your law firm and bang. No. Sometimes it brings frustration when you do that. And so, because this is the reason they kept on saying, make sure your costs are down. You know, like when you're starting, the first 6 months you never get profit per se. You'll be paying bills, and even your folks, people up country will be so excited that you have started a law firm. Now they think there's a lot of money. So you will also be supporting them, and as a young advocate, you are there putting suits, and you are just, surviving. It's like surviving. You are just surviving there, not, you can't tell people your story. And so it is very important you have good planning and preparation before you start a law firm. And I can say, my law firm has always grown, And the other thing I always say about the law firm, I find it appropriate to continue practicing law in a law firm, because the opportunity I give young people. I remember in 1999 when I was looking for pupillage, many of our colleagues were knocking doors and they were not able to get pupillage spaces. And you can imagine if in 1999 it was like that, what about 2021? And so every year that I get students knocking my door, I at least get 2 students under my wings. And that is what is required of the Kenya School of Law criteria. A master should only have 2 pupils. So I also encourage my colleagues, the ones who do not have pupils or the ones who have 1, to at least get 2, to give these young professionals an opportunity to learn. So I would say that it's a journey punctuated by a lot of experiences, right from the seniors and even the young advocates as they join, because they are freshly from university, they have recent learning, and they are eager to learn. You also actually get motivated to keep with their speed, keep with their energy and the strength that they have. So I would say that the pupillage program is usually very good, but it's very short, and that's why I'm advocating for continuous mentorship, a lifelong mentorship, not only the 6 months that is being offered by the KSL. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that elaborate explanation. Even now, as we wind up this discussion on mentorship and legal ethics in the profession, what will be your parting shot generally about mentorship and ethics in the profession?
Okay, thank you. I would say that one thing is we need to realize our legal profession is honorable, is noble. And for us to care for one another, we should have the trust that I saw right from the time I joined, seniors appreciating what the young advocates have to give, and the seniors giving us their wisdom and the knowledge and the experience they have gone through the years. And so this mentorship program, I would say that the seniors are going to benefit because they will share their knowledge, they will share their experiences. They will not die with their knowledge. They need to die empty. They need to die without any regret. because sometimes you hear somebody has died and say, oh, that person was very rich in this and that and that.
Yeah.
And then there are also regrets. I wish he had shared this information. I wish he had written a book. I wish he had come to a forum like Lawyers Hub to share his knowledge. So we are encouraging the seniors. It's not only going to court, or it's not only doing transactions. You can still come and share your knowledge with the young people. It can be documented in a form of video, in a form of a book. It is time for us to share the knowledge so that we can enrich our profession. At the same time, for the young advocates, I would encourage them to come out, because we are going to have a list of mediators that will be mediators and mentors,
yes,
that will be able to tell you, this is how to mediate, this is how to have a personal coach, and this is how to have mentorship services. Why? We do not want somebody saying, I failed KSL, CLE has given me a fail in this subject, so I'm nothing. No, you are somebody. You belong to the profession. We are here to care for you, and we are here to hold your hand so that we can work together. Because we are saying, you have come from far, right from nursery, baby class, all the way to university. And now at the diploma level is not the place to say, I'm now going to give up and start a saloon business, I start catering, I start cookery, I start farming. No. If you are called to the bar, you are called to the bar. So just come, and we'll be able to show you how to navigate through the processes that you are feeling that they are difficult to navigate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. And maybe I'll just also encourage people to sign up for the Advocates Mentorship and Coaching Services that we recently launched. And as you've heard Madam Christine say, we are going to be having a list of mentors, and also we're going to be offering bar preparation for those who are doing their exams, and also for even people who are in undergraduate. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, share and subscribe.